Hello and welcome to the show. I'd like to start off our first episode by taking a look at one of the hottest securities in the market. You know it, it's Bitcoin, which has, as of right now, been making new all-time highs over the holidays and going into 2021 and beyond. As of right now, we've just recently breached the $26,000 mark. And right now, let's go ahead and take a look at the technicals and what they might be telling us in terms of future price prediction and what the probabilities might be and potential resistances moving forward. Looking at the weekly view, we are in a clear uptrend on the long term as well as the medium term and the short term. Let's take a look at some of these trend lines and how this new bull market started. As we can see here, at the end of 2018, we had a bust and a bear market all the way into 2019. Then we had a consolidation over here. Moving on to here, we had a low, which started the new uptrend. Looking back, of course, right? So we can see here, it is challenging the resistance here, and it finally broke through. You can see higher volume here. After breaking through, you have a smaller channel over here, finally breaking through right over here on October 19th. And after that, price continues to go up into where we are currently at now. One thing that would be a potential flag for me is that the RSI on the weekly is currently above 88. And if we take a look here, that tends to be as high as it goes before we have corrections. So in the past, right above this level, as you can see, is usually the peak in terms of the strength, and then that's when sellers come in. So I would watch out for stalling out of the price acceleration, and at that point, potentially lightening up the load. Would I buy at this level? No. I wouldn't. If you're out at this point, right now is probably not the time to get in. I would wait until price gets closer to the area of value. What defines the area of value is the moving averages, right? So over here we have the 50-week moving average and a 200-week moving average. So you can see that price has moved very far away from the areas of value as denoted on the weekly time frame. So as we can see here on a daily, again, areas of value here are 19,000. The next area of value is around 12,800. One other thing you got to think about is we've had many hedge funds and institutions who are probably getting in around this mark, so right about $5,000 to $10,000. And sometime after that, you had PayPal, you had Webull allowing retail investors to easily accumulate and get into the market for the first time, as hedge funds and institutions have been also accumulating. So at some point, you're going to have hedge funds and institutions lightening up the load, while the retail investor, of course, as always, gets to hold the bag, right? So we can see an acceleration in price over here. As we already reviewed on the weekly, the RSI is hitting the limits at around 88.5. And so what I would watch out for is stagnation in price acceleration and potentially a huge seller to come in and just dump at the bid, right? So right now on the hourly, we have price respecting the rising wedge right here. So we'll see what happens with that. Next, we're going to take a look at the Fibonacci retracement tool to see what our next potential resistance areas might be in this current bull market. Okay, so we're going to just use the Fibonacci tool right here, and the way you use it is you use the low point that you want to measure against and then choose a high point. Now, the high point that we're going to use is going to be extrapolated based off of previous resistance areas that were respected by price. And so what that's going to look like is it's going to go right about, let's see, roughly here. And so basically what we've done here is the low point being about 3,800 over here, with this wick low right here from the wick of this candle, and projecting it out further. Next is the 61.8 retracement level, and then it moves on to the 50% retracement level. We do see some validation and respecting of this retracement. Moving on, next we have 38.2%. There is some validation here of this retracement. And then moving forward, if we extrapolate this out, it looks like the next area of potential resistance would be about the $28,500 level. And of course, the one that I would really watch out for is the $30,000 level right here, because that's a psychological resistance, and it's going to be one of the big ones, right? To 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. Remember, the trend is your friend, so an object in motion tends to stay in motion. The same goes for price momentum. So that being said, I am looking to sell some of my trading position around that level, with an expectation of a correction back towards at least the $24,000 area and possibly the $20,000 area. Many hedge funds and institutions have been accumulating since the $5,000 to $10,000 area, and in my opinion are now at least some of the sellers in this FOMO level part of the rally. Webull and PayPal have both recently opened up cryptocurrencies to their retail clients, further feeding first-time retail buyers. In closing, what are the key takeaways from current price action? Bitcoin will likely continue to trend upwards to the $28,500 to $30,000 mark. Watch your more significant trend lines for further clues. Look for stagnating price action combined with lower trading volumes as clues prior to a correction. Your trade time frame is going to be one of the most important factors here. The video was for informational purposes only and is not investment advice. Please consult your investment advisor, who will know your specific appetite for risk as well as your particular situation in life. Thank you.